What if the reason nothing is changing isn't a lack of effort, but a lack of reset? You wake up determined, yet the day pulls you apart. Notifications, expectations, old habits, old wounds. You push harder, promise more, and still end the night exhausted, disappointed, and stuck. Stoicism calls this a misaligned mind. Not broken, just scattered. Today is not about hype or comfort. It's about reconstruction, resetting what you tolerate, restarting how you choose, refocusing where your attention leaks away. The ancient Stoics trained for chaos by mastering the only ground they truly owned: their judgments, their actions, their discipline. When everything outside wavered, they did not. If you're tired of restarting with hope and quitting with excuses, stay. In the next minutes, you'll learn how to clear the noise, cut what weakens you, and rebuild a direction that holds under pressure. This is the moment you stop drifting and start deciding. Reset, restart, refocus. It's time to become unstoppable. Today, now, reset. Destroy the inner noise. First, you're not failing because you are weak. You're exhausted because your mind is never quiet. Most people wake up already overwhelmed, not by reality, but by the noise they carry inside. Thoughts stack on top of each other before the day even begins. Regrets from yesterday, anxiety about what might happen, comparisons that quietly erode self-respect. This inner noise fractures attention and drains strength long before any real work begins. A scattered mind cannot move forward with force. Clarity is not a luxury, it is survival. The Stoics understood that the greatest threat to human strength is not hardship, but mental chaos. When the mind reacts to everything, it controls nothing. Every notification, every opinion, every imagined future becomes another voice pulling you off center. Over time, this constant stimulation trains you to live in reaction instead of intention. You don't lack discipline, you lack mental space. Reset does not mean escaping responsibility or taking a break from life. It means reclaiming authority over what is allowed to live in your head. Before you fix habits, goals, or routines, you must remove the mental clutter that sabotages every effort. A noisy mind turns even good intentions into exhaustion. Not every thought deserves your attention. Not every emotion deserves your obedience. Most inner suffering comes from rehearsing what you cannot control. You replay conversations that are over. You argue with people who aren't present. You imagine outcomes that haven't happened. The Stoic response is not suppression, but observation. When you step back and ask, "Is this within my control?" you separate useful thought from useless noise. Silence is not emptiness, silence is command. The moment you stop feeding unnecessary thoughts, something shifts. Your energy stops leaking, decisions become simpler, action feels cleaner, life does not become easier. Your mind stops fighting itself. Inner quiet creates outer precision. You don't need to fix everything today. You need to remove what weakens you. Begin the reset with deliberate stillness. 5 minutes, no phone, no input. Let the noise surface without reacting. Notice which thoughts repeat. These recurring thoughts are not truths. They are habits of attention. When you write them down, you break their illusion of authority. What once felt overwhelming becomes manageable. Awareness is the first form of control. The goal is not permanent calm. That is unrealistic. The goal is freedom from automatic reaction. When thoughts arise and you no longer chase them, you regain choice. Choice is power. Choice is the foundation of discipline, focus, and resilience. You cannot build a strong future on a chaotic mind. Reset is not dramatic. It is deliberate. When you destroy inner noise, you are not becoming passive. You are becoming dangerous in the best way, calm, clear, and impossible to distract. This is where the rebuild begins. 2. Reset. Cut what weakens you. Without negotiation, you cannot become strong while holding on to what makes you weak. There is no reset without removal. Most people try to improve their lives by adding more routines, more information, more motivation, but never stop to ask what must be cut. They carry habits, relationships, and behaviors that quietly drain energy every day. Growth feels impossible because they are moving forward while dragging unnecessary weight. Stoicism does not negotiate with weakness, it eliminates it. The Stoics believed strength comes from simplicity and discipline, not accumulation. Seneca wrote about living with less on purpose, not because he had nothing, but because excess softened the mind. Anything that trains dependence creates fragility. Anything that numbs discomfort weakens your ability to endure real hardship. If it weakens your discipline, it must go. If it clouds your judgment, it must go. Look closely at what you tolerate. Endless scrolling, late nights with no purpose, conversations that leave you drained instead of grounded, environments that reward comfort over effort. None of these destroy you instantly. They erode you slowly. That is why they are dangerous. Weakness rarely announces itself loudly. It disguises itself as normal. Reset requires ruthless honesty. Not everything that feels familiar is healthy. Not everyone who has access to you deserves it. The Stoic mindset is not cruel, but it is precise. You do not owe your time, attention, or energy to anything that pulls you away from the person you are becoming. This is not punishment. This is alignment. When you cut what weakens you, you create space for strength to grow. Clarity sharpens, energy returns, self-respect rebuilds. The moment you stop tolerating distractions, you send a signal to yourself. Your future matters more than temporary comfort. Start with one deliberate act of elimination. Just one. Choose a habit that clearly drains you and remove it for 30 days. No justification, no moderation, no just this once. Whether it's junk input, toxic conversations, or a routine that keeps you passive, cut it completely. What you remove will reveal how much power it had over you. Discomfort is proof the cut was necessary. At first, your mind will resist. It will try to bargain. It will tell you that you're being extreme. That voice is not wisdom. It is attachment. The Stoics trained themselves to recognize this resistance as the exact moment discipline is being forged. Every cut strengthens your standards. Every standard strengthens your identity. Reset is not about becoming harsh. It's about becoming clear. When you stop negotiating with what weakens you, you begin to live with intention instead of habit. Strength is not built by adding more pressure. It is built by removing what drains your foundation. Cut deeply. Cut cleanly. Your future depends on it. 3. Restart. Accept reality without bitterness. Restarting your life does not begin with optimism. It begins with acceptance. Most people try to restart by imagining a better future while secretly resenting the present. They tell themselves things should have been easier, fairer, different. That quiet bitterness becomes an anchor. No matter how motivated they feel, they are still fighting reality instead of standing on it. Reality does not care how you feel about it, but your strength depends on whether you accept it. Stoicism teaches a hard but liberating truth. Life owes you nothing beyond the chance to respond well. When you expect fairness, comfort, or recognition, you hand your peace to forces outside your control. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily that people would be selfish, events would be inconvenient, and plans would fail. Not to become cynical, but to remain unshaken. Restarting requires dropping the fantasy, not your ambition, but your illusion. The illusion is that progress should feel good at first. The illusion is that if you do the right things, life will cooperate. When that expectation breaks, frustration replaces discipline. The Stoic path rejects this bargain entirely. You do what must be done because it is right, not because it feels rewarding. Acceptance is not surrender. It is strategic clarity. When you accept reality fully without complaint or self-pity, something powerful happens. Your energy stops leaking into resentment. Your focus sharpens. You stop asking, "Why me?" and start asking, "What now?" That shift alone separates those who rebuild from those who remain stuck. Bitterness keeps you tied to the past. Acceptance releases you into action. Restarting your life means seeing things exactly as they are. Your current position, your limitations, your mistakes. Not to judge yourself, but to orient yourself. A map only works when it reflects reality, not wishes. The same is true for your life. The Stoics practiced this every morning. They rehearsed difficulty before it arrived. Obstacles, criticism, loss, delay. When hardship came, it felt familiar. When unfairness appeared, it felt expected. This mental preparation turned adversity into training rather than trauma. What you expect cannot break you. What you deny will control you. To restart with strength, adopt one daily practice. Begin each morning by acknowledging 3 truths. Something will go wrong. Someone may disappoint you. Your plans may be interrupted. Say it calmly, then commit to responding with discipline instead of emotion. This is not pessimism. This is resilience. A clean restart does not come from hoping life will improve. It comes from deciding that no matter what happens, you will remain grounded, deliberate, and in control of your response. That decision changes everything. Accept reality fully, drop bitterness completely. Now you are ready to rebuild. 4. Restart. Rebuild identity through discipline. You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your identity. Most people try to change their lives by setting new goals, chasing motivation, or waiting for the right moment. But when pressure arrives, they return to who they believe they are. This is why restarts fail. The identity never changed. Only the intention did. Discipline is not something you do. It is something you become. The Stoics understood identity as action repeated over time. You are not defined by what you promise yourself in moments of inspiration, but by what you do when no one is watching. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that character is built in private through small, uncelebrated acts of self-command. Motivation is unstable. Identity is solid. If you rely on feeling ready, you will always be vulnerable to fatigue, emotion, and distraction. Discipline removes negotiation. It replaces "how do I feel" with "what must be done." This shift is not harsh. It is freeing. When decisions are already made, mental resistance disappears. Rebuilding identity starts with one non-negotiable action. Choose a daily behavior that aligns with the person you are becoming. Simple, but demanding enough to require effort. Physical training, focused work, writing, study. The activity matters less than the consistency. You do it every day, regardless of mood, outcome, or recognition. Every completed action casts a vote for your new identity. At first, discipline feels mechanical. You may not feel stronger or more confident. That is normal. Identity changes quietly before it becomes visible. Over time, something shifts. You stop seeing yourself as someone who tries. You begin to see yourself as someone who shows up. Self-respect grows from kept promises, not external validation. The Stoics believed self-command was the highest form of freedom. When you can govern your impulses, nothing outside can dominate you. You no longer depend on circumstances to feel capable. You carry your stability with you. Discipline is not punishment, it is alignment. When your actions match your values, internal conflict fades. You stop arguing with yourself about what you should do. You simply do it. This is how momentum is built, not through intensity, but through reliability. Do not aim to overhaul your life in a week. Aim to become predictable in your effort. Restarting through discipline means choosing consistency over drama, quiet execution over loud declarations. The world may not notice at first. That is an advantage. Change grows best in silence. You are not rebuilding habits. You are rebuilding who you are. And once your identity is rooted in discipline, nothing can take it from you. 5. Refocus one direction. No distractions. Power is not built by doing more. It is built by doing less, better. Most people feel busy but not effective. Their days are full, yet their progress is thin. Attention is scattered across too many goals, too many inputs, too many opinions. This constant division of focus creates the illusion of effort while quietly preventing real movement forward. Distraction is the silent destroyer of potential. It never attacks directly. The Stoics treated attention as a form of currency. Where it goes, life follows. Epictetus warned that if you allow your mind to be pulled by every external demand, you surrender your freedom. Focus is not just a productivity skill, it is a moral discipline. You cannot move in every direction and expect progress. You must choose. Refocusing begins with radical clarity. One priority, one direction. Not forever, just for now. When you try to advance in 10 areas at once, none receive enough energy to grow. When you commit fully to one objective, momentum becomes unavoidable. Clarity simplifies action. Simplicity strengthens resolve. Most distraction is self-inflicted. Endless information, constant checking, unnecessary updates. You are not meant to carry the entire world in your head. The Stoic solution is deliberate narrowing. Remove inputs that do not serve your current aim. Ask yourself one question: what deserves my attention today? Everything else is noise. This does not mean ignoring responsibilities. It means ranking them. What moves the needle comes first. What does not can wait. Focus requires boundaries. Boundaries require courage. You will disappoint people. You will miss opportunities. You will say no to things that seem useful but dilute your effort. This discomfort is the price of effectiveness. The Stoics understood that a life without limits is a life without direction. To refocus, create a 90-day window. Choose one area where progress would meaningfully change your life. Commit your best energy to it daily. Track actions, not outcomes. Results follow consistency, not obsession. Attention, when protected, becomes force. Refocus also means resisting emotional distraction. Praise, criticism, comparison, none of these deserve control over your actions. Marcus Aurelius warned against letting external judgment pull the mind away from its task. When your worth depends on reaction, your focus collapses. Do the work. Let the noise pass. True focus feels almost boring at first. There is no constant novelty, no rush of stimulation. But beneath that calm repetition, something powerful is forming. Skills sharpen, confidence grows, direction solidifies. A focused life is a disciplined life. A disciplined life becomes unstoppable when you choose one direction and guard it relentlessly. Progress stops being accidental. It becomes inevitable. 6. Refocus. Train the mind to resist comfort. Comfort is not your friend. It is your most patient enemy. Most people believe comfort is the reward for effort. The Stoics saw it differently. They understood that comfort, when unchecked, slowly erodes resilience. It dulls awareness, weakens discipline, and makes the mind fragile. You do not notice the damage at first. You notice it when discomfort arrives and you can no longer endure it. The mind adapts to what it is fed. Feed it ease, and it becomes soft. Modern life is designed to remove friction. Food is instant. Entertainment is endless. Distraction is always available. The problem is not convenience itself, but dependence on it. When the mind expects comfort, any challenge feels like an injustice. The Stoics trained against this weakness deliberately. They practiced discomfort on purpose. Voluntary discomfort was not suffering for its own sake. It was control. Choosing difficulty when it was optional removed fear when it became unavoidable. Cold, hunger, silence, effort, none of these were enemies. They were tools. Discomfort reveals who you are. Comfort hides it. When you avoid discomfort, you avoid growth. Progress requires friction. Strength is built through resistance. Without it, discipline collapses at the first sign of inconvenience. This is why so many people start strong and fade quickly. They were never trained to continue when it stopped feeling good. Refocusing your life means retraining your tolerance. Not all discomfort is bad. Begin with one deliberate challenge each day. Something small, but intentional. Wake up earlier than you want. Finish a task without distraction. Sit with silence instead of reaching for stimulation. These moments rewire your relationship with effort. You learn that discomfort is survivable and temporary. Every time you endure, confidence grows. The Stoics believed that a person who can endure discomfort willingly cannot be controlled. External pressure loses its power. Circumstances stop dictating behavior. You act from principle, not preference. This is where real freedom begins, not in ease, but in capability. Resisting comfort also means resisting emotional escape. When stress appears, do not immediately numb it. When boredom arrives, do not immediately flee it. Let the sensation exist without reaction. This is mental strength in its purest form. You are not meant to feel good all the time. You are meant to remain steady. Over time, something shifts. Hard things no longer intimidate you. You stop negotiating with effort. You stop waiting to feel ready. Action becomes automatic, grounded, and reliable. Comfort weakens slowly. Discomfort strengthens quietly. Train yourself now while the choice is yours. When life inevitably applies pressure, you will not panic. You will respond with calm, practiced endurance, and that is what makes you unstoppable. 7. Become unstoppable. Detach from outcomes. Nothing weakens a person faster than attachment to results. Nothing frees a person faster than releasing them. Most people work, try, and strive with a hidden condition. This must work. When results don't appear quickly, frustration replaces discipline. When recognition doesn't come, effort collapses. This dependence on outcomes makes the mind fragile, constantly reacting to things it cannot fully control. The Stoics rejected this trap completely. They focused on effort, not reward. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that his duty was to act according to virtue, not to guarantee success. Results belong to chance, timing, and forces beyond your reach. Action belongs to you. When you confuse the two, anxiety takes over. When you separate them, calm strength emerges. You control the attempt. You do not control the outcome. Detachment is not indifference. It is precision. You still care deeply about doing the work well. You simply stop demanding that the world respond in a specific way. This shift changes everything. You stop performing for applause. You stop hesitating out of fear. You act because action itself defines who you are. Attachment makes you reactive. Detachment makes you consistent. When results define your worth, every setback feels personal. A failure becomes an identity. A delay feels like rejection. The Stoic mind refuses this story. Setbacks are data. Delays are conditions. Neither are judgments of your value. Unstoppable people do not need reassurance. They need direction. Detaching from outcomes allows you to work with patience. You stop rushing. You stop forcing progress. You trust repetition. Over time, calm persistence outperforms frantic effort. The mind remains steady even when results fluctuate. The Stoics trained this daily. They measured themselves by intention and effort. At the end of each day, they asked simple questions. Did I act with discipline? Did I respond with reason instead of emotion? Did I do what was within my control? This internal scorecard replaced external validation. The result was quiet confidence. Freedom begins when success no longer owns you. Failure loses its power. Detachment also protects you from ego. When praise arrives, you don't inflate. When criticism appears, you don't collapse. Both pass. You remain focused on the work itself. This is the mindset of someone who cannot be stopped, because nothing external controls their behavior. Adopt one rule. Judge yourself only by effort and integrity. Show up fully, execute deliberately, accept whatever follows without complaint or celebration. This emotional neutrality is not coldness, it is mastery. When outcomes no longer dictate your state, your discipline becomes unbreakable. You move forward regardless of conditions. That is what makes you unstoppable. 8. Live like time is borrowed. Nothing clarifies life faster than remembering it will end. Nothing cuts through hesitation more cleanly than mortality. Most people live as if time is unlimited. Days blend together. Decisions are postponed. Potential is delayed with the quiet promise of later. This illusion of endless time keeps people distracted, passive, and unfinished. The Stoics rejected this illusion completely. They lived with death in mind, not to fear it, but to focus. Memento mori was not a dark philosophy. It was a tool for urgency and precision. When you truly accept that your time is finite, trivial concerns lose their grip. Petty conflicts fade. Meaning rises to the surface. You stop asking what feels easy. You start asking what matters. Living like time is borrowed means acting as if every day has weight, not in panic, but in presence. You become careful with how you spend attention, careful with who you give energy to, careful with what you tolerate from yourself. Wasted time becomes unacceptable, not because life is harsh, but because it is precious. Most regret does not come from failure. It comes from avoidance, from words left unsaid, work left unfinished, courage postponed. The Stoic understands this and chooses action over comfort, now over someday. You are not here to be entertained. You are here to be formed. When you live with awareness of death, discipline gains meaning. Effort feels honorable. Even struggle becomes valuable because it is part of becoming someone you respect before your time runs out. This awareness does not make life heavier. It makes it cleaner. You stop overthinking. You stop waiting for perfect conditions. You stop asking for permission. You act with intention, knowing that delay is a decision in itself, and often the most costly one. Ask yourself one question each morning. If today were my last clean day, how would I act? Not your last day ever. Your last chance to act with clarity, courage, and self-respect. This question sharpens priorities instantly. Excuses lose their power. Fear becomes smaller than purpose. The Stoics believed death gives life its shape. Without an end, there is no urgency. Living like time is borrowed does not mean rushing blindly. It means moving deliberately, choosing actions that align with who you want to be remembered as, even if no one is watching. You do not need more time, you need more intention. When you combine clarity, discipline, focus, resilience, and detachment with this awareness, something profound happens. You stop drifting. You stop negotiating with your potential. You become grounded, decisive, and difficult to stop. Time is passing whether you act or not, so act. Live today as if it matters, because it does. This was never about becoming perfect. It was about becoming deliberate. You have seen that strength does not come from motivation, luck, or external approval. It comes from clarity, discipline, focus, and the courage to remove what weakens you. Resetting your mind clears the noise. Restarting your direction grounds you in reality. Refocusing your energy gives your effort power. Together, these are not ideas, they are a way of living. Stoicism is not a philosophy you admire, it is a discipline you practice. You do not need to change everything at once. You need to change one decision, repeated daily. One thought you refuse to entertain. One habit you execute without negotiation. One distraction you cut completely. Small, consistent actions compound into an unshakable inner life. Remember this, no one is coming to rescue you, and that is not a curse, it is freedom. When you take full responsibility for your inner world, nothing outside can control you. Not praise, not failure, not chaos. You move forward because it is who you are, not because conditions are ideal. If this message resonated, do not let it fade into inspiration. Choose one principle from this video and apply it today. Right now, write it down. Act on it. Let action seal understanding. Thank you for spending this time choosing growth over comfort. If you found value here, support the channel. Share your commitment in the comments and continue walking this path with us. Stay disciplined, stay focused, live deliberately.